Hello, all the students. Welcome once again to Icons XAT YouTube channel. My name is Anil Chaudhary. First of all, wishing you all a very happy new year. This 2024, whichever dream colleges you people are aspiring for, you actually get admission in that. The best wishes are with you, our blessings are with you. सभी को ढेरों आशीर्वाद, सभी बच्चों को अपने सपनों का कॉलेज मिल जाए. Our wishes are with you. And moreover, students, this 2024, it's not only about getting a dream B school, but besides that, whatever we people want to achieve in our life, this year becomes a decisive year in your career and life. Okay, so best wishes once again, and let us begin today's session. And moreover, students, at the same time, हम जब आपको हैप्पी न्यू ईयर कहते हैं, बेस्ट विशेस देते हैं, at the same time we people also seek the same thing from you. Even 2024, we are planning to do something new online. So students, we are going to launch our first online course for CAT 2024. तो उसके लिए भी आपका पूरा सपोर्ट चाहिए अपने सारे जूनियर्स तक. You people will have to keep conveying the message. So let it be DILR, let it be English, let it be quantitative aptitude. इन तीनों को लेकर डेडिकेटेड पूरा कोर्स live, recorded with complete test series, with complete study material, with daily practice PDF and a lot of things, and including preparation for interviews and all. And moreover, students, जिन बच्चों का इंटरव्यू अभी February and March 2024 में है, for them also we are starting a fresh online batch. आप लोग हमसे कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं for the interview classes. तो पर्सनली मेरी इंटरव्यू की क्लासेस हैं, and believe me students, ये क्लासेस आपको बहुत हेल्प करेगी, not only in getting the admissions in the B schools, but beyond that also. तो जब आप कंपनीज में भी जाओगे तो जो हम लोग अपनी क्लासेस में डिस्कस करते हैं वो एक्चुअली आपको बहुत हेल्प करेगा. ओके, चलिए, लेट अस बिगिन विद द सेशन टुडे. Today once again we are going to have a session on XAT, and today we are actually discussing poems. तो students, आज हमारा जो मेन टॉपिक होगा, to learn how to solve questions which are actually based on poems. When we talk about XAT, generally two questions are actually based on poems. When we talk about the other MBA entrance exams, the focus on poem is not very much, but XAT में इसके 2 या 3 questions commonly देखे जाते हैं. Actually, I was not planning to make a session on this, but कल परसों मैंने किसी स्टूडेंट के कमेंट में देखा कि सर इस पर भी कोई वीडियो बना दो तो बेटर है. एनीवे स्टूडेंट्स, आप जिस पर भी वीडियो चाहते हैं, मैं जानता हूँ बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स कहते हैं कि सर दिन में 2 वीडियोज आ जाए, 3 वीडियोज आ जाए. एक्चुअली कुछ टाइमिंग का कंस्ट्रेन है, बट स्टिल आई विल ट्राई माय बेस्ट कि मैक्सिमम वीडियोज आई कीप पोस्टिंग. तो स्टूडेंट्स, कितने स्टूडेंट्स को मजा आता है पोम्स पढ़ने में? अब आप इसको पोम्स कह दें, पोएम्स कह दें, व्हाटएवर, इट हार्डली मैटर्स. सबसे बेस्ट है कविताएं बोल देते हैं इसको, इजंट इट? चलिए स्टूडेंट्स, अब ये छोटी छोटी सी पोम्स आपको बहुत हेल्प करती है, बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग होती है. एंड द पीपल, द पोएट्स, दे आर एक्चुअली वेरी क्रिएटिव पर्सन्स. अगर स्टूडेंट्स आपको अपनी क्रिएटिविटी को एनहांस करना, तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड वे टू एनहांस क्रिएटिविटी, where you people can actually try writing the poems. At the same time, you people can learn, read poems, appreciate the poems written by others. तो ये एक बहुत अच्छा तरीका है अपनी क्रिएटिविटी को बूस्ट करने का. Anyway, students, I will focus only on that. I'll focus how you people have to interpret the various lines and how the questions are given. Generally, students, that में जो poems आती है बहुत ज़्यादा typical नहीं आती. They are actually easy to understand, and even if you are able to understand the context of that, even if students we are not able to understand each and every line of that, each and every word of that, but if we are able to catch the overall theme of the poem, giving the correct answer will become easier. Do understand, यहाँ पर context को catch करना, idiomatic understanding होना, that plays the most important role. So we people have to focus on developing a very good idiomatic understanding. So possibly in poems you might see the usage of figures of speech is maximum. We need to understand the analogy. We need to catch what actually the poet wants to say. And sometimes, until you have a better practice in doing this, catching the crux of the poem, it sometimes becomes tough. Okay? चलिए start करते हैं आज का पूरा agenda. I have taken around 8 or 9 questions. So possibly 4 poems we are going to discuss. And some of the questions will be the actual PYQs of XAT. At the same time, I have taken some other questions as well. तो एक poem जो आज अपन discuss करेंगे is going to be interesting. And moreover, students, you will actually come to know कि कैसे XAT में हम लोग अपने स्कोर को हाई करें. और इस पैटर्न में सबसे अच्छी बात क्या होती है? The best thing is these questions are less time consuming when we compare with the regular reading comprehension passages. तो वहां पर तो फिर भी we have lengthy passages. Here students, we have very few lines and reading a poem is not much time consuming. So here students, you see on the screen, it's an actual question which was there in XAT 2023, actual question. So 8 lines are given to us and one question is based on that, right? And I believe that before you start reading the poem, you can actually have a look over the question first. So which of the following cannot be inferred from the poem? So that becomes the question. Okay? Chali, all the students, not a very tough question. We people can easily manage to give the correct answer. But इसके बाद वाली जो second poem है, that is very interesting, not easy to understand. So just hold on. Yes. चलो start करें. I smiled at you because I thought that you were someone else. You smiled back, and there grew between two strangers in a library something that seems like love, but you loved me. If that is the word, because you thought that I was other than I was, and by we found we had been mistaken all the while. From that first glance, that first mistaken smile. So it is actually a poem, and the title of this poem is Mistaken. किसने लिखा है? That you people will have to find out. Anyway, students, this question is very simple because इस पूरी poem में not even a single word is such that is actually very confusing or very tough to understand. Moreover, students, the message is very much direct. Okay, this poem talks about the mistake which is happening here. Okay, at the first glance, they had the love without understanding each other. So now, students, whatever lines are given to us, purely on the basis of that, you people will have to find out what we cannot infer, understand. So coming on the first option, the idea of love is different for the parties involved. Possibly, this we people can infer. Second, we don't fall in love with others but with ourselves. I think inferring the second option may not be much easier. Coming on the third one, love may start with small acts like glancing and smiling. Yes, this we can infer. Fourth, we fall in love with the strangers. Yes, even this we can deduce. And the fifth, we make mistakes in love. Yes, even this we can deduce. So I think students, the only correct answer here is B. We don't fall in love with others, but with ourselves. Now, this is something which we cannot deduce on the basis of these lines. Try to understand. We are supposed to give the answer purely on the basis of the poem which is given to us. So we cannot have our own interpretation. Possibly for many of the students, okay, second option may be absolutely correct. But we need to see, can we deduce it purely on the basis of these lines? And of course not. Because see, students, we are actually talking about the mistake. We are not talking about that we cannot fall in love with someone else. We actually can fall in love with someone else, and we often commit mistake in that as well. So this is what the message of this poem is. Okay? Chaliye, now coming on to a wonderful poem. Yes. Now see, students, this becomes the poem which is given to us, and you'll be having 4 questions based on this poem. So try to understand the poem well, and after that, start giving the answers to the questions. Now, these questions are slightly tougher than the level of questions which we get in XAT. Okay, but I think the moment I discuss this poem with you, you will be actually developing a lot of confidence in handling the actual questions of XAT. ये थोड़ा सा टफ है, पर मुझे लगता है उसका एडवांटेज मिलेगा अपने को. Yes, come on. Yes, have you gone through? Done? So how many students were able to understand this poem properly? Yes. I think majority of the students would be facing some problem in this. Is it? चलो अब अपन डिस्कस करते हैं सबसे पहले these lines. And moreover, students, when I know 4 questions are based on this, so I think a very deep, insightful understanding of these lines is very important. Now coming on. Dear Hope. Okay, Dear Hope. Can you tell me, students, when I say Dear Hope, which figure of speech am I using here? Yes, which figure of speech am I using here when I say dear hope? Figures of speech. My videos are ready. You people can actually see them. Okay. And students, especially, possibly the questions can be based on figures of speech also. And poems में तो students सबसे ज़्यादा figures of speech अपन use करते हैं. Okay. Come on. Dear hope, earth's dowry and heaven's debt. See, what beautiful analogy we people are using here. So we are describing hope as earth's dowry and heaven's debt. And I think the very first question is that only. The poet speaks of hope as earth's dowry and heaven's debt. So he refers to hope as this because. Okay. So you people have to step into the shoes of the poet to understand why poet is calling hope as earth's dowry and heaven's debt. So then students, among the 5 options, we are supposed to give the correct answer. And possibly 2 or 3 options can be very close as well. This is what makes such questions confusing. So come on, tell me students, what is the correct answer? चलो एक काम करते हैं, थोड़ी सी देर में आते हैं. सबसे पहले let us have a look over this poem. The entirety of those that are not yet. The entities of those that are not yet. Subtlest. Subtlest का meaning क्या होता है? Very fine, but surest. So actually, the poet is describing hope as subtlest. It is very fine. It is very fine, but it is surest. ये होता बहुत फाइन है, but ये होता जरूर है. What? Hope. Surest being. Thou by whom? And nothing has a definition. So students, when I say thou, it actually refers to what? Hope. So by whom? And nothing has a definition. So even if students, nothing is there, at least hope is there in our lives. So that is what the author wants to say. The author is actually trying to describe what is the importance of hope in our lives. So even if nothing is there, at least hope is there. And that becomes a motivation for us to keep moving ahead in life. Coming on students. Substantial shade. So when I say shade, this actually refers to comfort here. And substantial, that means it's a very strong comfort. What? Again, hope. Who's a sweet? Ally. Ally का मतलब ये students हमें comfort देना, हमारी problems को कम करना. So that is the meaning of ally, to soften. Who's a sweet? Ally. Blends both the noons of night and day. Do you understand? Actually, students, night and day, they refer to 2 opposite times. But actually, these 2 times, they get transcends, okay, because of hope. And when I say students, they get transcends, I mean to say that even during the worst of the time, you may feel comfortable and good, okay, just because of hope. So hope has the power to blend both the opposite contrasting times, the good times and the bad times. इन दोनों को blend करने की अगर ताकत किसी में है, so that is hope. So that becomes the possible meaning of this line. Fates cannot find out a capacity of hurting thee. Understand, thee. Even this becomes a pronoun, and this is referring to hope only. So fates cannot find out the capacity of hurting thee. Try to understand, even Kismat does not have the capacity to hurt thee. किस्मत स्टूडेंट्स हमसे सब कुछ छीन ले, बट उम्मीदें नहीं छीन सकती. अंडरस्टैंड? ओके, सो दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस लाइन. फ्रॉम दी देयर लीन dilemma. Dilemma stands for problems, and lean का मतलब होता है weak. So from the their lean dilemma with a blunt horn shrinks as the sick moan from the wholesome morn. So try to understand, because of hope, our problems, they become weaker. Okay, and slowly, steadily, as in the morning hours, the moon vanishes, in the same manner, our problems, our dilemma also gets vanished. तो धीरे धीरे स्टूडेंट जैसे चांद गायब होता है, shrinks as the sick moon from the wholesome morn. Understand? So during the morning hours, slowly, steadily, जैसे moon गायब होता है, in the same manner, because of hope, our dilemma, our problems, okay, even they vanish. Then the poet says, rich hope, love's legacy, under log of faith, still spending and still growing stock. Okay, the best thing with hope is the more you spend, the more it grows. So it does not get over actually. Okay, you keep spending and that keeps growing. That is what the point is. And that is love's legacy. And you should always keep it under the lock of faith. So unless faith is there, hope will not be there. Our crown land lies above. That means our goals where actually we want to reach. जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप सब अपने आप को वन ऑफ द बेस्ट कॉलेजेस में देखते हैं and after that you think that you will get very good placements, you will see yourself as a part of a top decision making team of a very good company. So wherever you people see yourselves, that crown land lies above, yet each meal brings a seemly portion for the sons of kings. So do understand, जहां हमें पहुंचना है वो बहुत ऊपर है. At the same time, whatever we are whatever we are getting right now, even that becomes at least a comfortable portion for the sons of the king. So whatever we are getting, at least students, that can kindle a hope in us. So anyway, जहां हमें पहुंचना है वो बहुत दूर है. Our goal is very high. Okay, but at the same time, okay, at least hope is giving us that much to sustain in life happily. So this is what this complete poem talks about. And moreover, see, if I get into the deep interpretation of these lines, possibly मैं आपको बहुत सारी चीजें और बता दूं. But do understand, our basic purpose and approach is to get answers to these questions. Don't forget that our main objective is to give the answers to these questions only. तो वहां पर जब भी किसी पोएम को पढ़ें, बहुत ज्यादा डीप में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. And see, students, थोड़ा भी समझ में आएगा, I'm confident you'll be able to handle the questions well. So coming on, students, the very first question based on this poem. Why it is known as Earth's dowry and Heaven's debt? Yes, what is the correct answer? So if I come on the first option, Heaven gives birth to life and bestows them with hope, while life on earth brings with it the eternal gift of hope. I think first option can be a suitable choice. Second, heaven and earth are metaphors for other things in life that brings us hope. No, absolutely not. It is from a divine source that living beings on earth derive hope, and hence the reference to heaven and earth. Now try to understand, when I say it's a divine source, okay, so this can justify the usage of the word heaven. But why are we using earth? So when I say heaven's debt, I can say yes, we are actually getting hope from a divine source. Therefore, we are calling it heaven's debt. But what is the use of using the word earth here? So I think third justifies the usage of heaven, but it does not justify the usage of earth. The third option is incomplete. Coming on the fourth one, heaven gives birth to life and bestows them with hope, while life on earth gives the gift to make one's hope a reality. Okay, even this seems to be okay. So we people will have to compare. A and C is not correct because C is anyway not correct. Now see, try to understand. If we compare first and fourth, we need to see what is the difference between these two. If we compare both the options, there is only one difference. Here, while life on earth brings with it. And here, students, while life on earth gives the gift to make one's hope a reality. Okay, with it, the eternal gift of hope. Try to understand. We are actually calling it Earth's dowry. So when I say Earth's dowry, that means we are actually, while taking birth, the earth gives us the hope. That is the reason we are able to call it Earth's dowry. You people try to understand. यहाँ पर क्या लिखा है? The earth gives. Okay, sorry. While life on earth gives. Actually, life is not giving something. Life is getting something from earth. So when we take birth on this earth, okay, we take birth with hope. But do understand that becomes a kind of gift, a kind of dowry which the earth is giving to us. Okay, so when I say life on earth brings with it, so this becomes the correct answer rather than life on earth gives the gift. So it is not giving the gift, it is actually bringing the gift. Therefore, it is earth's dowry. I hope the point is clear. So in this way, apply some logic and manage to get the correct answer. So what are we supposed to do? Read all the 5 options, shortlist 2 or 3 options, compare closely, manage to give the correct answer. Okay. Now coming on, the next question, which is again based on the same lines. The entirety of those that are not yet, this refers to. So students, this becomes the second line. Come on, tell me what is the correct answer. The entirety of those that are not yet. तो जो अभी तक नहीं है, उसे स्टूडेंट्स अगर कोई चीज सिंबलाइज करे, एम्बॉडी करे, okay, the embodiment of something which is still not there, that is hope. Okay, I do understand. Possibly students, मैं 10 साल बाद अपने आप को कहीं पर देखता हूँ, Okay, that thing is not a reality right now. But still, because of hope, we people are able to embody that. We people are able to dream about that. We people are able to give an entity to that. That is what the meaning of this line is. So, which is the best answer here? Coming on the first one, the eternal hope of life. I don't think so. This is not a proper interpretation of this line. The hope of future generations. Not at all. Okay, because even the people of present generation, they can have this hope. So it's not about the hope of future generation. Okay, do understand? This is a very ambiguous line. Okay, even the people of present generation, they can have the hope. They can have the entity of something which is still not yet because of hope. So second option is not correct. The eternal hope of future life and betterment that sustains mankind. The eternal hope, okay, of future life, okay, that are not yet, and betterment that sustains mankind. I think students see third option can be one of the better choices. Anyway, students, this line is a very positive line. Okay, so do understand if I interpret by saying I'm actually talking about the betterment, okay, that sustains mankind. So I think this interpretation is very much possible. And moreover, see, when I say the eternal hope of future life, absolutely. Hope providing mankind to continue the miracle of life. No. Fifth, the glory that the future generations can hope to attain, which would define their identity. Again, see students, talking only about the future generations will not be justifiable. Okay, even the people of the present generation can have hope. But do understand, just to make you confused, the lines are given in this manner. So I think C itself is the best answer here. If not C, okay, then which is the other best option? You people can actually comment in the comment box. But when we compare all these five options, indeed C becomes the best answer. I guess you people agree with this? Wonderful. Coming on. Question number 3, again based on the same lines. The poet refers to hope as being surest in providing a meaning to nothingness. This is because, see students, subtlest but surest being. Thou by whom or nothing has a definition. Yes, I think students giving the answer here is not so tough. Okay, you have actually understood, okay, what the author wants to talk about. The poet wants to talk about hope. Okay, it gives meaning to nothingness. Even if nothing is there, at least hope is there. Understand? Okay, and moreover, when I say it is subtlest but the surest. Okay, hota bahut fine hai. It is not very strongly visible, but it is always there. He feels that when nothing remains, hope is still there. Okay, this can be one of the possible interpretations. Hope sustains life. We will have to see. See, in a world where nothing can be taken for sure, the only thing a person can live by is hope. So when I say surest, this is something which is sure to happen. Understand? So in a world where nothing can be taken for sure, the only thing a person can live by is hope. So third can be one of the possible answers. A person may not realize the power of hope, but its presence is eternal and it provides meaning and a reason to go on in life. So see students, a person may not realize the power of hope. That is the reason we are calling it subtlest. But its presence is eternal. That is the reason when we say surest. And it provides meaning and a reason to go on in life. So it actually gives a meaning to nothingness. So I think students, the fourth option, it becomes the best interpretation here. Fifth, hope is the divine gift that we are born with. Anyway, students, I think using the word divine gift here is not correct. Because anyway, we are not giving reference to heaven here. Okay, so we are nowhere talking about something godly. So in these lines, using this interpretation of divine gift is not needed. Okay, this would have been correct in the context of heaven state, but not here. So if I compare all the options, though first option, third option, and fourth option, these two can be very close. But when we go for a proper interpretation, I think the most appealing answer is fourth option. Okay, agreed? A person may not realize the power of hope, subtlest, but its presence is eternal. Okay, and it provides meaning and a reason to go on in life. It gives meaning to nothingness. So even if there is no appeal at all, there is no goal at all, at least that hope will keep moving us, keep motivating us. So I think fourth option is the best interpretation. You people can give your own interpretation as well. Now see, these things are very subjective. Can possibly some of the students may have a different opinion as well. So I would welcome to actually share your opinion in the comment box. Okay. So my answer is fourth option. Coming on. One more question based on the same lines. The poem refers to substantial shade. The shade in reference is, come on, tell me students, what is the correct answer? Shade of a tree? Of course not. Solace in life that hope provides. Indeed. So when I say solace, solace basically stands for comfort. Solace is comfort. Shade provided by the presence of something substantial in life. Okay, by the presence of something. No, we are actually talking about hope only. So saying something is not correct. Shade of comfort derived from knowing that we have a divine gift of hope. These students, very beautifully, very smartly, the paper setter has given this option. And what the paper setter says, we are actually getting the comfort not because of hope, but because of the knowledge that we have hope. Okay, so either that knowledge of having the hope is giving the comfort or hope is giving the comfort. So when we step into the shoes of the poet, we will actually come to know that hope is giving us the comfort. So here students, the best answer is second option. Okay, so कैसी लगी students ये poem? अच्छी लगी? Okay, so do understand it once again and go through all the questions. And do understand, always have a result oriented approach. What is more important is getting the correct answers to all the questions. तो हो सकता है poem का interpretation आपका बहुत अच्छा हो, but the answers you are not able to get correctly makes no sense, at least in these kind of exams. Okay, done. And that is my advice to all the students. See, what happens is in case of a poem, possibly by reading once, we may not be able to understand the crux of that. So my advice is, before you mark any answer, read the poem at least twice. Okay, एक बार पढ़कर आप उतना इंसाइटफुली समझ ही नहीं पाते हैं, तो इट्स ऑलवेज बेटर कि हम कम से कम 2 बार जरूर पढ़ें. चलिए स्टूडेंट्स, 2 more or 3 more questions. Now see, even this becomes a poem which was there in XAT 2022. It becomes the actual PYQ. Which of the following statements best reflects the theme of the poem? I think students catching the theme should not be very tough. Okay, coming on. So pause it, try to give the answer. It hurts to walk on new legs. See, we need to understand the analogy. So when I say new legs, that actually does not mean literally the new legs. Okay, the new legs, possibly a new transformation or something changed, something different might have happened in the character's life. So students understand new legs, what actually it reflects. Okay, so it hurts to walk on new legs. We need to actually catch the analogy here. The curse of consonants, the wobble of vowels. Even if students were not able to understand the context of this particular line, no problem at all. Okay, many times it happens. In a poem, we are not able to understand each and every line. But at least we people can relate to this line with the first one. So when I say it hurts to walk on new legs, okay, and when I say the curse of consonants, the wobble of vowels, so actually I mean to say, I'm actually describing the hurt only. I'm actually describing the problems what I'm facing. Okay, so even if you're not able to relate it very well, no problem at all. Even I don't want to get into the details of that, because my purpose is to give the answer of the theme, which I believe that okay, I'll be able to manage to give purely on the basis of the other lines as well. Let us see. And you for whom I gave up a kingdom. Okay, for you and you for whom I gave up a kingdom can never love that thing I was. So you can never love that thing I was. I think students, possibly, I am talking about a love lost here. Okay, so possibly the theme can be related to love. Let us wait and watch. When you look into my past, you see only weeds and scales. Okay, so nothing substantial is there. Once I had a voice, now I have legs. Wow, what a wonderful line it is. So once I had the voice. Okay, that means possibly I had emotions, I had the voice, I used to express that. Today, though I have legs, but actually I don't have my voice. So that is the repent which possibly the poet is having. Sometimes I wonder, was it a fair trade? Okay, the voice coker, legs pana. So was it a fair trade? So now we people will have to understand what voice symbolizes, what legs symbolizes, and here, students, the most important line. Okay, the most important line is this. Okay, chalo, let us see what can be the correct answer. We are supposed to find out the best theme. A quest for love is accompanied with pain. One thing is very clear. This poem is talking about the pain. It is actually talking about the pain of losing something and gaining something. Okay, the pain of transformation. Okay, isn't it? So at least if I take the first option, okay, pain and love, these two keywords can be there. The first option can be one of the possible choices. Our quest. What is the meaning of quest? Okay, the quest is the desire to get something. So our quest for love is accompanied with pain. Okay, nostalgic recollection undermines materialistic gains. No, I disagree with this. Okay, because when I say nostalgic recollection undermines materialistic gains, okay, I think were you able to understand this option? What is the meaning of nostalgia? Living in the past, purani yadein. Okay, the old. When you live in the past, you try to recall the past. So that is what nostalgia is. So nostalgic recollection. We are actually not only talking about the nostalgic recollection. Try to understand what the line says. And you for whom I gave up a kingdom can never love that thing I was. Understand. As the future unfolds, our distant past looks pleasant. Not at all. Okay, the past is not looking pleasant here. And moreover, students, okay, we are actually not talking about the future too. A loss of identity is irreparable. Okay, loss of identity is irreparable. I think fourth option becomes ambiguous, not very clear. Fifth, our concern for loss is more than what we gain. Okay, that means our concern for loss is more than what we gain. No, I disagree with this because ultimately the pain is there. The pain of losing something is there. Okay, and moreover, the pain of losing something in love for someone. So that is what the probable theme of the passage is. So if I compare all the options, definitely students, I'll go with the first one. So this becomes the kind of interpretation for this poem. The best part with this question is the other options are not too close. So the moment you understand the pain and love, what we are talking about, I think giving the first option may not be very tough then. Okay. Still, students have your own interpretation. Let me know if your answer is different. Okay. And I'll be very glad, even if it is not possible to reply on each and every comment. Students, you can be confident. I actually read the comments of all the students. Okay. So please comment करके जरूर बताते रहें. And यहाँ पर students, the first option is indeed the correct answer. One more question is based on the same poem. What does the author best mean by once I had a voice, now I have legs? Yes, come on. Okay, these lines. Among the 5 options, which is the best answer, students? The poet has lost his, her speech. I don't think so. That becomes the direct meaning. Whereas in case of a poem, there is always an idiomatic usage. So we need to catch that. Second, the poet is contemplative of his, her identity. Contemplative. Yes, absolutely. The poet is introspecting. The poet is retrospecting. Contemplative. You people understand? Self-meditating. Okay, thinking, understand. That is the meaning of this word. So the poet is contemplative of his, her identity. That can be one of the possible answers. The poet's actions speak louder than his, her words now. Not at all. The poet is indecisive about choosing between the two worlds. Not at all. He has actually lost one and he has got the second one. The poet puts less value on the new world. It's not about giving more value or less value. Here, actually, the poet is expressing his grief, his agony, understand. So, the best answer here If we compare all the options, that is second option. Okay, the poet is contemplative of her identity. Okay, so he's actually trying to meditate about his identity. And he says that once I had the voice, but now I have legs. Absolutely. Coming on, students, the last question of the day, of the class. Again, one wonderful poem is given to us and one question is based on that. Even this becomes, students, an actual question of XAT 2022. Okay. So what is the correct answer here? Shall I give the answer or you will give the answer? Okay. Chalo dekhte hain. And this question is again very interesting. And I think there are two questions based on this. Let me see. Yes, there are two questions based on this. Sit, drink your coffee here. Your work can wait a while. You're 26 and still have some of life ahead. No need for wit. Just the talk, vacuities. Okay. No need for wit, intelligence. Just the talk, vacuities. That means something trivial in life. Okay, तो बहुत समझदारी की बातें करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, just the talk, vacuities, and I will reciprocate in kind or laugh at you instead. The world is too opaque, distressing, and profound. This 20 minutes rendezvous. What is the meaning of rendezvous? It's a meeting. The meeting place is known as rendezvous. It's a French word. Will make my day to sit here in the sun with grackles. Grackles, these are basically songbirds. Okay, grackle is a kind of bird, songbird. आप इसको इंडिया में मैना कह सकते हैं, understand? To sit here in the sun with grackles all around, staring with beady eyes and you 2 feet away. Staring with beady eyes. That means it actually describes the eyes. Okay, where you have a bit of curiosity, but actually watching at something, staring at something. So staring with beady eyes and you 2 feet away, understand? So this poem is again not tough to understand. Okay, I think क्या समझ में आता है? Okay, the poet talks about a situation where, okay, a boy 26 years old, a message is given to that boy कि भाई छोड़ दे ये सब. Okay, whatever is going on, take a rest. और ये जो 15-20 मिनट अपन बैठ कर relax करते हैं, that is what the poem is talking about. Okay, now whatever lines are there, we need to actually find out the proper interpretation of that. And see, students, we are not supposed to give the interpretation. We need to just find out among the 5 options. So even if you are not very clear about what actually the lines want to say, hold on, don't become hopeless here. And the best part is poems are not much time consuming. I would say in पर attempt तो हमें करना ही चाहिए. So which of the following best captures the essence of the poem? Let's create our own meaning in life, no matter what. Okay. Let's eat, drink, and be merry in the lap of nature. Let's celebrate our existence, not our work. Third option seems to be very good. Let's be gibberish, not rational about life. And let's enjoy a moment of peace in this busy life. So students, when I compare all the options, actually, in पूरी lines का कोई बहुत deep meaning है, that is not the point. So the students who are thinking that third option can be one of the choices here. Let us celebrate our existence, not our work. I think students इतना philosophical इस poem का interpretation है ही नहीं. This is a very simple poem which actually talks about in a busy schedule. Let us find out some time so that we can relax, we can have some peace. So that is what the message here is. So students, I'll actually go with fifth option. So let us enjoy a moment of peace in this busy life. So that is what the essence of the poem is. I hope you people agree with this. Okay, कोई philosophical, कोई metaphysical इसका meaning नहीं है, understand? हाँ, वो जो hope वाली poem थी, okay, that had a metaphysical interpretation, but not this one. So what is the meaning of metaphysical? What is the meaning of this word? In सबके meanings, you people will have to find out. Do understand? I may not be discussing each and every word, but it becomes your duty. The moment you come across a new word, do find out the meaning of that. And all the students, the quest to learn vocab is endless. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि सिर्फ एग्जाम्स हो तब तक we are studying English. Students keep investing in your language. And believe me, students, जितना आप invest करोगे, it will actually pay off. And it's not only about English. Your mother tongue, possibly Hindi या जो भी आपकी local language है, so mother tongue has to be good. English has to be good. And if you get an opportunity, do invest some time learning a foreign language also, possibly Spanish, French, whichever. Okay? And coming on, students, the last question. What does the poet best convey by mentioning grackles in these lines? With grackles all around, staring with beady eyes, and you 2 feet away. Understand? Now, this question will actually confuse a lot of students. Okay, what does the meaning of the presence of grackles? Now, try to understand. Okay, if you have seen this, if you have gone through these lines, you would have understood one thing. Actually, the poet is talking about getting relaxed. Okay, bas baith jate hain. And let us not discuss something intelligently. Let us be trivial. Let us be casual. Okay, let us be peaceful. That is what the author wants to say. So what does the poet best convey by mentioning grackles in these lines? First, we should not care about grackles but us. Okay, we should not care about grackles but us. So by mentioning grackles, what message the poet wants to communicate? First, prima facie, when we read the first option, it seems odd. Okay, possibly students first, we may not consider it to be correct. Let us see. Second, over witty discussions, grackles are the pleasant birds to look at. Not at all. Anyway, we are talking about let us not have witty discussions. Let us have trivial discussions. Let us discuss vacuities. Okay. So second cannot be the correct answer. Grackles love to stare at us. However, they maintain a 2 feet distance. Not at all. That is a very absurd interpretation of the lines. A small bird like grackle can give us lots of happiness. Not at all. Understand. Okay, this is not the message. A grackle is giving us happiness. Not at all. Understand. Grackles, like humans, love to bask in the sun. Again, ये बताना भी students' purpose है ही नहीं. So the best thing is, even if the question seems to be a bit tricky, what is the purpose of using grackles here? Okay, mentioning that. But the best part is the options were not so close. 2-3 options तो इसलिए rule out हो गए because they were the direct interpretation of that. So try to understand. Poems में generally ऐसा नहीं होता है. And जब अगर एक या 2 options बच भी गए, उन्हें compare करके giving the correct answer is not a big deal. Anyway, students, if I compare all the 5 options, I think all the students you agree with, the basic purpose of mentioning the grackles here is whatever is going on around. Okay, let us forget that. Let us sit, let us relax. That is the point. So we should not care about grackles but us. That is actually the meaning of the purpose of mentioning grackles here. Okay, so all the students do understand. Wonderful lines. Okay, wonderful session on poems. तो मुझे नहीं पता आप लोगों को पढ़ते हुए कितना मजा आया, मुझे पढ़ाते हुए बहुत मजा आया. एंड पोम्स तो स्टूडेंट्स इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग होता है ये डिस्कशन. आई रियली enjoy this. And see, students, the best thing is whatever you are doing, if you people are enjoying, the chances of success will always be high. And I believe that enjoyment itself is success. So success is not at the end of the road, it is along the road. तो स्टूडेंट्स एग्जाम में कितने नंबर आएंगे, जो आएगा देखा जाएगा. That is not the only test of success. But during the preparation, did you enjoy yourself? That is the true test of success. So students, मजे लो and keep studying. All the best. Thank you. See you very soon.